I'm going to be going over the topic of Sheol, which is hell. There are some out there that believe that there is no such physical place as Sheol or hell or the lake of fire or anything like that. They say it's a state of mind or something like that. Well, I'm going to show you in writing that such a place is actually physical and you do actually get sent there. Now, I'm in the book of Peter where I will start showing you proof that there is a physical place, which is Sheol or hell. And as you can see here, if you look at chapter 10, you can see right there. And so soon as the whole creation dissolves, the men that are in the east shall flee to the west. They that are in the south shall flee to the north. And in all places shall be the wrath of a fearful fire overtake them, and an unquenchable flame driving them shall bring them to the judgment of wrath, to the stream of unquenchable fire that flows flaming with fire, and when the waves thereof part themselves from another burning, there shall be a great gnashing of teeth among the children of men. Then shall they all behold me coming upon an eternal cloud of brightness, and the angels of Elohim that are with me shall sit upon the throne of glory at the right hand of my heavenly Father. And he shall set a laurel wreath upon my head. And when the nations behold it, they shall weep, every nation apart. So the Messiah is saying to Peter, Kappa, that all the nations are going to see this act. So there will come a point in time on this earth that all the nations will behold this. It will not be done in secret. And if you go right here, 12, then shall he command them to enter into the river of fire, while the works of every one of them shall stand before them, each to every man according to his deeds. As for the elect that have done good, they shall come to me and not see death by the devouring of fire. So again, the Messiah is saying that those who done bad and who warrant the lake of fire will be sent to a physical type place of punishment that has pain. The Messiah himself said it right here. It's not a state of mind. It's not anything that is other than what's being said in this book. But the unrighteous, the sinners, and the hypocrites, did you see that? But the unrighteous, that's one. The sinners, that's two. And the hypocrites, that's three separate, okay? Shall stand in the depths of darkness that shall not pass away, and their chastisement is the fire. And angels bring forward their sins and prepare for them a place wherein they shall be punished forever, everyone according to his transgression. Again, it's being said, those of who warrant this, that are doing horrible things on the earth, as I speak, you are going to a place forever. And it is this place here of fire. And I've read this entire book, and in another book, it actually, when I go over it, I'll actually show you in detail the different stations of Sheol. So we'll continue to speak about it. 14. Uriel, the angel of Elohim, shall bring forth the souls of those sinners, everyone who perished in the flood, and of all those who dwelled in all idols, in every molten image, in every object of love, in pictures, and in of those that dwell in all hills and in stones, and by the wayside, whom men call Elohim. They shall burn them with an everlasting fire, and after all of them with their dwelling places are destroyed, they shall be punished eternally. Again, there's more eternal punishment right there. No one's escaping. You're not going to escape. You can be big and bad all you want and say whatever, but when it comes time for this here, you ain't so big and bad. Guaranteed. Then shall men and women come to the place prepared for them by their tongues, wherewith they have blasphemed the way of righteousness. Shall they be hanged up? There is spread under them unquenchable fire, that they do not escape. Wow. Okay. So this right here just described a specific place. So it's saying here that those who are on the earth now that have blasphemed the way of righteousness, you all are going to be hung up by your tongue. And there's a fire underneath you, and you can't escape. That's what you get for blaspheming. You're going to be hung up by your tongue. Oh, I wish I would be able to see this so I could laugh at you, because you deserve it. So all of those who blaspheme the way of righteousness, there's your punishment. Now, let's read on. Behold, another place in which there is a pit, great and full. In it are those who have denied righteousness, and angels of punishment chastise them, and they kindle upon them the fire of their torment there. And again, behold, 2 women, they hung up by their neck and by their hair. They shall cast them into the pit. These are those who plaited their hair not to make them beautiful, but to turn them to fornication, that they might ensnare the souls of men of perdition. And the men that lay with them in fornication shall be hung up by their loins in that place of fire. And they shall say one to another, we did not know that we should come to an everlasting punishment. So they actually said that they didn't know that they were going to come to an everlasting punishment. So these people here, either they did not live in the time of the internet because they were not able to see this video, or they are the people who were told and didn't believe or just didn't care. But either way, there's a punishment for you. So, all you women who plaited your hair so you can go out for fornication, and the men that you ensnared, there's a punishment for you. And you're going. Let's keep going. All right. 3. And the murderers and those who have made common cause with them shall they cast into the fire, in a place full of venomous beasts, and they shall be tormented without rest, feeling their pains, and their worms shall be as many in number as a dark cloud. Wow. So that's where the murderers are going. So anybody who's murdered, that you know about who's murdered, this is where they're going right there. That's where they're going. And the angel, Ezrael, shall bring forth the souls of those who have been slain, and they shall behold the torment of those who slew them. Wow. So those who have murdered a person, the person or people that they murdered will get to come and look at them while they're being tormented. And let's see what happens. Okay. It says, shall be slain, and shall be held the torment of those who slew them, and they shall say to one another, righteousness and justice is the judgment of Elohim. For we heard, but we did not believe that we should come into this place for eternal judgment. Yep, so all those who have murdered and those who are doing murders, there's a place where you're going, and you're going to get looked and laughed at by those who you've murdered. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, let us continue. And 5, it says here, and nearby this flame shall be a pit, great and very deep, and into it flows from above all manner of torment, foulness, and issue. And women are swallowed up therein, up to their necks, and tormented with great pain. These are those who have caused their children to be born untimely, and have corrupted the work of Elohim that created them. Okay, so that's plain and simple right there. Women who have caused their babies to be born prematurely because of actions they were doing, you're punished. You are going to go to a place with great pain. So, now we have here 6. Over against them shall be another place, where their children sit alive, and they cry to Elohim, and lightnings go forth from those children, and pierce the eyes of those that for fornication's sake have caused their destruction. Wow. So lightning comes from their eyes to pierce those who have. Wow, that's amazing. So right here we'll go to number 8. Another man and woman shall stand above them naked, and their children stand over against them in a place of delight, and sigh and cry to Elohim because of their parents, saying, these are those who have despised and cursed and transgressed your commandments, and delivered us to death. They have cursed the angel that formed us, and have hanged us up, and withheld us the light which you have given to all creatures, and the milk of their mothers flowing from their breasts shall be congealed, and from it shall come beasts devouring flesh, which shall come forth and turn and torment them forever with their men, because they forsook the commandments of Elohim and slew their children. So, those people who kill their children, there's a place for you, and you're going. There's an absolute place for you, and you're going. These are all separate places, the different stations of Sheol, of hell, the different stations. As for their children, they shall be delivered to the angel Tamalakos, and those who slew them shall be tormented eternally, for Elohim wills itself. So the Most High God wills that these people are to be tormented. So there ain't no escaping. It doesn't matter what some fool says here, that some evangelist that's telling people, oh, that there's no Sheol, there's no hell, you don't have to worry about torment or anything like that. No, yes there is. It's right here. I'm right here reading it to you, and you can read it with your own eyes. So let's go to 11. Ezrael, the angel of wrath, shall bring forth men and women, the half of their bodies burning, and cast them into a place of darkness, even the Sheol of men, and a ruach of wrath shall chastise them with all manner of torment. And a worm that does not sleep shall devour their entrails, and these are the persecutors and betrayers of my righteous ones. So, the persecutors and betrayers of the people who are currently righteous on the earth, these people, that the people that betray them, there's a place that you go. And it doesn't sound wonderful, but yes, it's a separate place where you go. Let's keep going. 6. And beside them that are there shall be another man and woman, gnawing their tongues, and they shall torment them with red hot iron and burn their eyes. These are they that slander and doubt of my righteousness. So if you slander and doubt the righteousness of Elohim, that's where you're going. Another men and women whose works were done in the deceitfulness shall have their lips cut off, and the fire enters into their mouth and their entrails. These are the false witnesses who cause the martyrs to die by their lying. Okay, so we talked about the martyrs that will lose their lives, and they're going to be false witnesses that speak against them. Well, it's going to look like they got away with what they were doing, but as you're reading right here, they don't get away with it, because when they die, they go to a horrible place. So all you false witnesses out there that will cause the death of the martyrs, there's a place for you. Enjoy. And beside them, in a place near at hand upon the stone, shall be a pillar of fire, and the pillar is sharper than swords, and there shall be men and women clad in rags and filthy garments, and they shall be cast upon it to suffer the judgment of a torment that does not cease. These are those who trusted in their riches. Ooh, I like that one. There you go, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and all those other rich people. I don't really know your names. Kind of forgot. Let's see. We got a place for you. And despise the widows and the women with the fatherless children before Elohim. Oh, yeah, it's a wonderful place for you. Filthy rags and garments, and you're just thrown upon the rock. That's absolutely wonderful. I wish I could see that. In fact, I'm going to ask the Most High if I can look upon that when that happens to you all, you rich sons of bitches. Okay. And into another place, hard by full of filth, they cast men and women up to the knees. Oh, wait, let me read that again. And into another place, by hard by full of filth, and they cast men and women up to the knees. These are those who lent money and took usury. Okay, there you go, right there. Lend that money and commit usury. You got a place to go. Okay, and let's keep going. And another, men and women cast themselves down from a high place and return again and run, and devils drive them. These are the worshippers of idols, and they drive them up to the top of the heights, and they cast themselves down. And thus they do continually, and they are tormented forever. So all you wonderful idol worshippers, you look upon that filthy Buddha and the Shiva and all those others, those idols that you worship, yeah, you're going to do a lot of running, and you're going to get a lot of torment. And I'm going to ask the Most High if I can look at you when that happens as well. Okay, so let's continue. And thus they do continually until they are tormented forever. Now these are the Messiah speaking to Peter. So if you don't like it, then the problem with the Messiah, not me. Therefore, let's keep going. Let's see. These are those who cut their flesh as telbadaim of men, and the women that were with them. And these are the men that defiled themselves together as women. Wow. So, let's keep going. And beside them shall be a brazier, and beneath them shall the angel Ezra prepare a place of much fire, and all the idols of gold and silver, all idols, the work of men's hands, and the symbolances of images of cats and lions, of creeping things and wild beasts, and the men and women that have prepared the images thereof, they shall beat each other with rods of fire, and be in chains of fire, and shall be chastised because of their error before the idols, and this is their judgment forever. Okay, so all you so-called artists out there that's you did all your little light of work and you did all this little, and you're making all these images, that's where you're going. Prepare yourselves. And beside them shall be other men and women burning in the fire of the judgment, and their torment is everlasting. These are they that have forsaken the commandment of Elohim and followed the devils. So that's plain and simple. You forsake the Most High and you follow the devils, it's a place for you. And there shall be another place, very high. There shall be a furnace and a brazier, wherein shall fire burn, wherein shall burn fire. The fire that shall burn shall come from one end of the brazier, The men and women whose feet slip shall go rolling down into a place where there is fear. And again, while the fires prepared flows, they mount up and fall down again and continue to roll down. Thus shall they be tormented forever. Bet not slip. These are those who did not honor their father and mother, and of their own accord withdrew themselves from them. Therefore they shall be chastised eternally. So, you don't honor your mother and father? There's a place for you. Furthermore, the angel Ezrael shall bring children and maidens to show them those that are tormented. They shall be chastised with pains, with being hanged, and with a multitude of wounds which flesh devouring bird shall afflict upon them. These are those who boast in themselves and trust in their sins. They do not obey their parents, and they neither follow the instruction of their fathers, nor do they honor those who are more aged than they. Wow. Wow. And there are people like that, of course. There's a place for you. There's a place for you. So let's go to, there we go. It says, besides them shall be girls, clad in darkness, for a garment, and they shall be sorely chastised, and their flesh shall be torn in pieces. These are those who did not keep their virginity until they were given in marriage, and with these torments shall they be punished, and they shall feel them. Wow. So those of you out there, you thought it was cool, giving up yourselves, giving up your virginity, didn't save it for marriage, you girls? That's where you going, right there. That's where you going. And again, other men and women gnawing their tongues without ceasing and being tormented with everlasting fire. These are the servants of who were not obedient to their masters, and this then is their judgment forever. Wow. So if you was a servant and you wasn't obedient to your master, there's a place for you. Wow. Wow. And hard by this place of torment shall be men and women, dumb and blind, whose raiment is white. They shall crowd one upon another and fall upon coals of unquenchable fire. These are those who give alms and say, we are righteous before Elohim, whereas they have not sought after righteousness. Wow. So those are the people, they donate, you know what I'm saying? They claim they, righteous in the sight of the Most High, but out of sight, they're just a disgusting person. 7. Ezrael, the angel of Elohim, shall bring them forth out of this fire and establish a judgment of decision. This then is their judgment. A river of fire shall flow, and all of those who are judged shall be drawn down into the middle of the river, and Uriel shall set them there. And there are wheels of fire, and men and women hung on them by the strength of the whirling therefore. And those who are in the pit shall burn. Now, these are the sorcerers, sorceresses. Those wheels shall be in a decision by fire without number. So all you sorcerers and sorceresses, i.e. witches and stuff like that, yeah, there's a place for you and you're going to burn. And it's going to be a spectacle too. You see that? It's a spectacle. All you sorcerers, witches, and all that stuff, yep, there's a place for you. Enjoy. Thereafter shall be the angels bring my elect and righteous, which are perfect in all uprightness, and bear them in their hands, and clothe them with the raiment of the life that is above. They shall see their desire on them that hated them. Oh, wow. When he punishes them, and the torment of everyone shall be forever according to their work. So yeah, so they will get to see those being tormented. And all they that are in torment shall say with one voice, have mercy upon us, for we know the judgment of Elohim, which he declared to us before we did not believe. So now they're asking for mercy after it's too late. Now they're asking for mercy. So let's see what happens. And the angel Tartarucus shall come and chastise them with yet greater torment, and say to them, now you repent, when there is no longer time for repentance, and nothing of life remains. You see that? Because when you're dead, it's too late. There's no such thing as a person who's passed on and then another person who goes and gets baptized for them and then they're okay, which is something that Mormons do. Doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. And what I'm showing you here is that there is a physical place for Sheol. And this is just in the book of Peter. This is just in the book of Peter. This is what the Messiah is telling him. And I will continue the other books, and I will show you so that when I continue my series on the topic of Sheol hell. And so as I continue here, this is Apocalypse of Peter, and as you see right here, it says 9. The righteous will behold the sinners in their punishment, and those who have persecuted them and delivered them up. Then will the sinners on their part behold the place of the righteous, and be partakers of grace. In that day will, for which the righteous shall often pray, be granted to them. So as you see right here, as I was continuing, I'm showing you more proof and more evidence that Sheol, or hell, is a physical place, and people who've sinned and who are going there will be delivered there. You will be delivered there. And as you can see right here, that's why I have this book here. So if we go right here, now when the immortal angels of the undying Elohim, Bardikiel, Rimniel, Uriel, Samiel, Azazel, knowing all the evil deeds that any have wrought before, then out of the misty darkness they shall bring all the souls of men to judgment, to the seat of Elohim, the immortal, the great. For he only is incorruptible, himself the Almighty, who shall be the judge of mortal men, and then to them of the underworld shall the heavenly one give their souls and ruach and speech and their bones joined together with all the joints, and flesh, and sinews, and veins, and skin, also over the flesh and hair, as before, and the bodies of the dwellers upon the earth shall be moved and arise in one day, joined together in immortal fashion, and breathing. Then shall the great angel Uriel break the monstrous bars formed of the unyielding and unbroken adamant of the brazen gates of Sheol, and cast them down straight away, and bring forth to judgment all the sorrowful forms, yea, of the ruach cloth, of the ancient Titans, and of the Nephilim, and all whom the flood overtook, and all whom the wave of the sea has destroyed in the waters, and all whom beasts and creeping things and fowls have feasted on. All these shall bring to the judgment seat. And again, those whom flesh devouring fire has consumed in flames, them also shall he gather and be set before Elohim seat. And when he shall overcome fate and raise the dead, then shall Yahweh Thesphro, the high thunderer, sit on the heavenly throne and set up the great pillar, and Mashiach himself, the undying to the undying, shall come in the clouds in the glory with the pure angels, and shall sit on the seat on the right of the great one, judging the life of the holy and the walk of the wicked men. So this even right here is proven that the Messiah, the Mashiach, he is not God. The Most High God is a separate being himself. And it just says it, and it says it right here, and you're reading it right here, and you are reading it, because there are many people out there that seem to believe that the Hamashiach, the Messiah, is actually just God himself, and it's not so, because you just read it right here for yourself. And Moshe, also the great, the friend of El Elon, shall come, clad in flesh, and the great Abraham himself shall come, and Yasik, and Jacob, and Yeshua, and Janiel, and Elihu, Shabuach, and Yonah, and they whom the Ephraim slew, and all the Ephraim that were with Jeremiah shall be judged at the judgment seat, and he shall destroy them, that they may receive a due reward and expect all that they did in their mortal life. Wow. Nobody's getting away. Nobody. Everyone's coming to judgment for those who judgment is for. And then shall all men pass through a blazing river and unquenchable flame, and the righteous shall be saved whole, all of them. But the wicked shall perish therein to all ages, even many as wrought evil aforetime, and committed murders, and all that were privy thereunto, liars, thieves, deceivers, cruel destroyers of houses, gluttons, marriers by stealth, spreaders of evil rumors, sorely insolent lawlessness, idolaters, and all that forsook the great immortal Elohim, and became blasphemers and harmers of the holy, breakers of the faith, and destroyers of righteous men, and all that look with a gullyful and shameless doubt, double faces, and judge unjustly, dealing perversely, obeying false rumors, who are more deadly than leopards and wolves, and very evil, and all that are high minded, and usuries that heap up their houses, usuries out of usuries, and injure orphans and widows continually, and they that give alms of unjust gain to widows and orphans, and they that, when they give alms of their own toil, reproach them, and they that have forsaken their parents in their old age, and not repaid them at all, nor recompense them for their nature, yea, and they that have disobeyed and spoken hard words against their parents, they also that have received pledges and denied them, and servants that have turned against their Adonai, and again they which have defiled their flesh, they that make the child in the womb miscarry, and that cast out their offspring against right. Wow, so that's abortion. Sorcerers also and sorceresses, with these shall the wrath of the heavenly and immortal Elohim bring near to the pillar, all around about which the untiring river of fire shall flow, and all of them shall be undying. Shall the undying angels of the immortal everlasting Elohim chastise terribly with flames, scourges, and shall blind them fast from above in fiery chains, bound, unbreakable. And then shall they cast them down in the darkness of night into Gehenna, among the beasts of Sheol, many and fearful, where it's darkness without measure. Again, this is more proof that this is a physical place that you get sent to. It's not a state of mind. It's a physical place. There are a lot of people that mistake the Most High as just, a God of love and stuff like that. He does punish, and it is so. You don't like these words? It's too bad, because this is the Hamashiach. This is the Messiah speaking to Peter. So if you don't like these words, you don't like what the Messiah is saying to Peter. Plain and simple. You don't like what the Messiah is saying. It's not me. And when they have dealt out many torments to all whose heart was evil, thereafter out of the great river shall a wheel of fire encompass them, because they devise wicked works. And then shall they lament apart everyone from another in miserable fate, fathers and infant children, mothers and sucklings weeping, nor shall they be sated with tears, nor shall the voice of them that mourn piously pitted apart be heard. But they shall cry in torment far under dark and squalid Tartarus, and in no holy place shall they abide, and expat therefore their fold every evil deed, and they have done burning in a great flame, and shall gnash their teeth, all of them worn out with fierce thirst and hunger, and shall call death lovely, and it shall flee from them. For no more shall death nor night give them rest, and often times shall they beseech in vain Elohim, and then shall he openly turn away his face from them. Wow. So the Most High is going to openly turn his face from them. Wow. For he has granted the limit of 7 ages for repentance to men that err by the hand of a pure virgin. But the remnant which have cared for justice and good deeds, yea, and the holiness and the righteous thoughts, shall the angels bear up and carry through the flaming river to the light and life without care, where is the immortal path of Elohim ha Gedal, and their fountains of wine and honey and milk, and the earth common to all, not parted out with walls or fences, shall then bring forth of her own accord much fruit, and life and wealth shall be common and undisturbed. For there shall be no poor man, nor rich man, nor tyrant, nor slave, no one great nor small any longer, no kings, no princes, but all men shall be together in common, and no more shall any man say, night has come, nor the morrow, nor it was yesterday. He makes no more of days, nor of spring, nor of winter, nor of summer, nor of autumn, neither marriage, nor death, nor selling, nor buying, nor set of sun, nor rising. For Elohim shall make one long day. That's it right there. There's no more. This is what's being said. That is it. The people who have done wrong on the earth, you're going to a place. And that's just the first book. I have others that are going to talk about the stations of Sheol.